What's going on, folks? We're back again. Writing another song. Actually, we're not writing another song. We're writing the same song we were yesterday. The sixth song in my lineup, at least the sixth one that has lyrics. And feeling excited about it. Feeling good. Got down some good parts yesterday. And now trying to focus on two things tonight. Finishing up the bridge, specifically the transition from the bridge to the final chorus. It's kind of where we left off last night. Wasn't sure how I was going to do that. And also, I'm going to start laying down some bass lines. Looks so weird in the camera. The title that we have for this song right now is Hindsight 2020, and I usually don't come up with final song titles until the end of the writing process, but we came up with a full set of lyrics so quickly, and we feel strongly about the lyrics as they are right now that we feel good with this title moving forward. To give you some insight on what this song is about, it's kind of, really explained in the title, but it's also a bit of a play on words. So it's about the year 2020 and the pandemic and all the craziness and absurdity that took place, and how back in that time, what we thought all that was going on and all the anxiety can take on a different tone as time passes on, and you end up reflecting on it and having hindsight that is more positive. What does that look like or sound like? Well, maybe if you've experienced the pandemic, you've lived through it like a lot of us. If not, keep listening, keep watching, and you can hear at least our perspective of it in this song here. Still haven't cleaned my desk. We'll get to that eventually. As a reminder from yesterday, I decided to have this song be in the key of B flat minor, and for me to play all the chords that I want, particularly open chords, I found it's best to have my guitar tuned down half a step. So instead of being open E, it'll be in E flat. Even though I have a lot of guitars here in the background that I should probably have one tuned to E flat at all times, I don't. And this one I tuned down to E flat yesterday. I used for a gig where I had to tune it back up. So here I am tuning again, and you're just having to awkwardly sit here with me as I do it. So the bridge that I have now, it goes like this. Here it goes. My main concern is, how do I take that bridge that I have ending on this chord here, which I said yesterday was a D major 9, but if I'm playing in like E flat as a tuning, it would be D flat major 9, so I misspoke yesterday. Regardless, going from this chord, a D flat major 9, to what the chorus starts on, which is a D flat major 7, it sounded kind of weird to me last night, but I don't know. Maybe it does work. I was kind of tripping about like the 9 to the 7, but I'll have to play with it. Let's see. I may kind of like that here. I'm gonna mute the guitar track and try playing the bridge going into the chorus. Let's see. The last time I'm playing the bridge, I want to play like big open chords like this, really powerful, as opposed to palm muted. Here we go. It's kind of a little funky, but I like a little funky. I like that it's a little different, and you know, it actually sounds good starting off the bridge really subdued, palm muted, and then you slowly build it up to where you're really just like banging on it. The final go through. I've had same guitar strings on this for probably a year. Similar to me, like not getting like a new computer in like 9 years, but it's tough out there, folks. Come on now. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe. You should really like and subscribe. Hit the button wherever it is, and you'll make me really happy. Okay, I'm gonna re-record the bridge because when in the recording I did last night, when I have the transition from the bridge to the chorus, I slow down a lot. So I need to re-record that part so that it's more in line with our little beat here. I'm going to punch in for this recording here, because I don't want to record over my chorus section that I still want. Alright, here we go. And it's automatically going to punch me in right when this ends. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna go into chorus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tried to be fancy and talking to the camera, and I messed up the one part that I was trying to redo in the first place. Let's go back and do that again. I'm not going to talk this time. Thing is, what I noticed when playing that is that, now remember we're 2 down half steps, so this looks like it's a C dominant 7, but it's really a B 7. I've been playing this, kind of going from, I feel it's going to sound better if it's just a B major. No, makes the difference as opposed to. And instead of the, man, I have to think about this D flat major 9, I think have this variation. I don't know what this chord is, but I like it. That's the third. This is. May do that instead too. All right, so I'm gonna punch in to record this bridge section again. I'm not gonna talk. I'm gonna get this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Well, I accomplished my mission of getting the transition from the bridge to the chorus right, but then I messed up the chorus. So now I gotta go back and do that. I gotta get my rally hat on. Why is this the rally hat? It looked like a dingo. Listening back to the chorus, the final chorus that I recorded, and two things. My guitar keeps getting out of tune. Secondly, I think I'm gonna I'll still have an electric guitar playing, I think, rhythm to a degree, but the main rhythm that I want is gonna be on an acoustic. I think having a more kind of percussive, like chugging nature is gonna sound more complementary to the overall groove and that I'm developing along with the beat that the drums are going to be laying down. I think it's going to just have a better feel to it. And then I'll have the electric layer in different timbres to really kind of round out the sound, give it fuller. But I think the bass needs to be acoustic. I think it's just going to sound better than electric. So I'll go back and re-record that. Yeah, these aren't final takes for... I mean, most of the stuff that I'm doing in this writing phase, I'm just trying to get something down onto the DAW so I could hear it and then continue like writing pieces and adding, like I said, a different guitar part or bass, which I'm about to do right now. It just helps me build out the sound first so I could hear it fully, and then I'll go back and re-record everything to get a master track for each element of the song. So now that I have guitar parts for verse, chorus, and bridge, the whole song kind of laid out, I'm going to lay down bass to give it some low end. Got my trusty jazz bass here, ready to go. This is a great view of my mouse if you're ever interested in this. Hardly not. What I like to do with... I have no idea what I'm going to do for bass. For my songs, I usually like to have a bass line that's a little more interesting than just playing the root note all the time. Of course, we're going to have the root note in there a bunch, but nevertheless... I try to have things just a little more interesting. Something I like to do as well when writing bass, because I am a guitar player first and foremost, and specifically one that's played with a pick. I do finger pick on guitar, but I'm most trained in a pick. Is that when I'm writing on bass, I'll play with a pick first, just so I could get something down quickly, and then if I'm wanting a different tone, if I want the finger pluck tone, I'll go back and play it with my fingers. It's just, I have to focus more and frankly have to practice a little more. When I'm playing bass with fingers, I'm just not as adept as like a musician who primarily plays bass first and foremost. And so when I'm writing, the focus isn't on the performance per se, it's on the writing. And so I try to remove all roadblocks from the writing process that slow me down in getting the ideas in my head down on the paper or recording it into the computer. And just, playing bass with a pick is just like one of those many little things that I try to do. Now, something else I like to do when I'm writing one part to accompany another is I'll loop the part that I'm trying to write over. So for instance, I'm going to loop the verse guitar sections over and over again. I guess I'm not looping it, I'm just sort of repeating it a bunch. As you can see here, it's just going on for several minutes. So this is going to allow me to essentially jam to it, and I don't have to like hit start and stop a bunch of times to go back to the beginning and try and figure out what's playing. It's more of like a stream of consciousness here, where I'm just going to be jamming on the bass while this is just going on for a few minutes. And as such, I could just kind of really feel the groove and the rhythm and think about like what would really sound good and be able to get that down and get that recorded while this continues to play along as well. This track queued up. We are recording. I'm gonna turn up the gain on my preamp there. Now, I think the section that I really ended up building that to, here, I'll play this. This section here, I don't think I'll play right away. I think I'm going to start the bass part out, contrary to what I just said about how I don't like to play bass lines just on the root note. I think I'm going to start the song out playing the bass just on the root note, like I did here at the beginning. Just like this. And then eventually, over the course of the song, build it up to where it's doing this. So it's kind of has a progressive nature to it. It gets more complex as the song goes on. So maybe like the first verse will just have this, and then by the end of the second verse we're doing this here. Sounds cool. I like that. And in between, kind of slowly start adding notes to get from just like the root, like chugging along, to what you're hearing here. I want to see too if I first start the bass on the octave above what I was playing. So instead of view, give this a shot here. It's not recording. All right, here, let's try again. There we go. Not sure how I feel about that. I don't know. Gosh, I feel like that's just like playing the same note as the guitar. Oh. Let's try here. No, that's not gonna work. I don't want to double up bass with the electric guitar. It's going to be the lower octave on that. Maybe I'll try the fifth. I love this the most, obviously the low note, but I kind of like saving that for later to like really engage the listener in the second verse and really build up energy into the second chorus where it's kind of really big and loud and a bunch of stuff going on. I don't know. I'll try playing on the fifth so instead of that. I don't know if this will work or not. Space is out of tune. I gotta retune the bass for that. That just didn't sound great. I was complaining about how old my guitar strings were on my guitar. These bass strings are the original strings that came with this thing when I got it back in, ooh man, a decade ago? That's really embarrassing actually to admit that. I bought new strings too. They're in this case back here, this drawer set. Gosh, this vlog is just showing me that I just get like really lazy about the dumbest things when it comes to my gear, apparently. I think it could work okay. I need to record the lower section and compare the two. I'm also thinking about maybe having like the fourth of the root. I wonder how that would sound also. Need to try different things out here. I decided I'm gonna go with the lower bass section. So on the root, not on the fifth. I just really want that low booming bass energy. I'm gonna call it on this video for tonight. It's getting late here and my wife has already gone to bed in the other room. So out of respect for her, I'm gonna put on my headphones and just lay down this bass track and start up fresh on it tomorrow. So thank you for tuning in and tune in again soon to see what I cook up next with this song.